The Phantom in the box. Begin log entry. Designation, Light Assault Fire Team. Operation code, Steel Lattice. Mission objective, neutralize automaton presence in Grid Sector 9, Lima 44. Time, 0900 local, Terran Day 14. Reporting officer, Helldivers 042, Dave. Today began like many missions before it. Fast, hot, and heavy, with the scent of war-forged steel. My squad and I, 4 proud light assault specialists, were assigned a targeted automaton reduction op in a small outpost riddled with secondary signals and collapsing infrastructure. Standard deployment, by-the-book liberation. We were dropped via stratpod at 0922 local, directly into an overrun civilian square that had been converted into a mechanized garrison. The enemy was dug in and calculating. The machines had fortified the area with pulse mines, drone nests, and turret clusters welded directly into once human homes. Another town swallowed whole by synthetic corruption. My team consisted of the usual suspects: Lucy, squad sharpshooter, excellent reflexes, a grudge against killer toasters. Mikhail, demolitions, more grenades than caution. Rook, green but eager, good soldier, doesn't blink when he sees oil and blood mixed. Our mission: destroy automaton uplink towers, collect biological samples from the field, high priority for ongoing studies, and extract without triggering another full-on automaton counter-invasion. First contact occurred within 4 minutes. No fanfare, just enemy drones scuttling across rooftops, scanning for heat signatures. Mikhail opened fire with his AR-23 Liberator, lighting up the sky like righteous thunder. Drones fell, alarms wailed. Then the enemy awoke. Mech dogs, suppressor bots, and one Mark IV heavy chassis unit began pushing through the alleys. We didn't hesitate. Super Earth doesn't train us to hesitate. We act, we purge. Lucy took out the Mark IV with a well-placed rail shot through its sensory node. "That's for last week," she muttered, kicking its twitching remains. I didn't ask what happened last week. Didn't need to. You don't survive long out here if you carry every memory forward. By the second objective, the building collapse had turned the street into a labyrinth of blackened girders and shattered stone. We moved slow, knew better than to walk into a suppression arc. That's when I saw it, a box. Not just any box, a moving one, sliding, carefully, beside a half-crushed processing hub. To any untrained eye, it was nothing. Battlefield debris shifting with the wind. But to me, I knew. I knew who that was. There was no mistaking it. That box, the odd scuttle, the barely visible boot peeking from underneath, it could only belong to one Helldiver. Helldivers 027, call sign Snake. "Hold position," I said over comms. The squad froze instantly, reflexes drilled by duty and blood. I moved forward slowly, eyes scanning for hostiles, but none appeared. Just me, the ruined corridor, and that old familiar deception gliding like a phantom. Snake always had a unique approach to war. Where some Helldivers dropped with fire and fury, Snake preferred to operate in the shadows. Infiltration, distraction, guerrilla tactics. While the rest of us painted targets for orbital bombardment, Snake would crawl into an automaton reactor bay, sabotage the system, and vanish before the second alarm chimed. He had one signature trick: hide in a box. Yes, a literal box. "The machines do not question boxes," he once told me. "They build in boxes, they ship in boxes, they think in boxes. So I become one, and then I become their end." It was absurd, it was brilliant, it worked. And here he was again, ghosting through a war zone in his cardboard chariot. I tried to raise him on the squad channel, but the line was dead. His call sign never appeared on HUD. Off-grid, silent running. It figured. Snake wasn't the type to join Team Ops anymore. Not since the Aura Farming Act passed. Just like old John, he preferred solo contracts now. They didn't want the glory. They wanted the peace, if such a thing exists out here. Maybe they just preferred not to die alongside people who could still care. I wanted to call out, wanted to say, "Snake, you boxy bastard! It's me, Dave!" But before I could speak, the box turned a corner and was gone. No trace, no signal, just vanished like a whisper into the steel bones of the city. Rook spoke up on comms. Sir? Was that a box that moved?" "Negative," I replied, voice firm. "Ghost signature. Probably a mimic unit. Eyes forward." He didn't need to know. Not yet. We pressed on to the final uplink site, and as fate would have it, the machines had dug in. Turrets, mines, close quarters ambush. That's where things went sideways. It was a textbook kill zone. We triggered their proximity defenses while breaching a substation wall, and all hell broke loose. A quadrupedal toaster unit charged Lucy, slamming into her leg at full speed. Bone cracked loud enough to hear over gunfire. She dropped, but she didn't scream. Lucy doesn't scream. Instead, she emptied an entire magazine into its dome at point blank. "Try that again, you glorified coffee maker," she growled, bloodied and grinning. I dragged her behind cover while Mikhail threw a pair of grenades into a drone pit. The explosion tore through the station's left wing. Rook covered our flank, his armor peppered with shrapnel, face blackened with smoke. We fought like Helldivers are meant to fight, outnumbered, outgunned, and absolutely unyielding. It took 15 minutes of continuous fire to secure the site. I planted the final uplink beacon with Lucy, bracing herself on one leg, and Mikhail reloading by touch alone, hands burned. Extraction came late, shuttles delayed by enemy jamming. But we made it. We left with 3 sample canisters, 1 broken femur, and the kind of silence that only comes after surviving something that wanted you dead. As the shuttle lifted off, I glanced out the viewport. There, in the shadows of a crumbling spire, the box, watching, still. Snake had been there the whole time, and he left us the mission. Didn't ask for credit, didn't want recognition. That's Helldivers for you. Some of us scream victory from the rooftops. Others hide in boxes and win wars in silence. I radioed command as we ascended into orbit. Mission accomplished. Minor casualties. Automated resistance neutralized. 1 confirmed visual of Phantom Unit 027. No contact made. Understood, command replied. Logged as ghost encounter. Well done, 042. I turned off my comm, leaned back in my seat and whispered, "Helldiver Dave, over and out."